Hello, everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Challenges. Also, let me share my stream screen for you, RJ.
That would be awesome.
There you go.
Wow, it's us! Oh my god, we moving.
You might
moving.
You might need to mute the audio in case, like, you can hear yourself. I don't remember if you can.
Okay, I've done it. I've done it.
You've done it. You've done it.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Let me also just gently turn your audio down so it's not too in the red. That should be good.
I am a loud guy.
You're just a loud, silly guy.
I am the loudest, silliest guy known to the world.
Yeah, don't worry. I just noticed. I'm tweaking it. Don't worry. RJ, you're so loud.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think we balance our audios just a little bit now. Is that better, Chet? Is RJ? Have I tamed the RJ? The squid?
Wah!
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 Seems fine now. Good. Gucci. We're good. So,
Yippee!
we're on episode 5 of Nostalgia Showers, and do you want to introduce yourself, Squid?
Well, I'm the TheGeekSquid, also known as RJ. Or may not be a deep-sea parasite from the depths of the earth, but the earth is under the water. I do streaming stuff sometimes. You know.
You're this eldritch horror being, I imagine, like on the same lines of Cthulhu. And you just do Twitch streams.
Yeah, me and Cthulhu, we're tight. He just doesn't like to come out of the water much. And, like, I understand.
Is he like your cousin, or are you related to Cthulhu?
Like, yeah, cousins 2 times removed. He's a buddy, though.
He's cousins 2 times removed. How does the removal process happen?
Every time I leave the water, I get further removed.
Aw, damn!
So this is why I can't go back in and leave, because then I'll be thrice removed.
So wait, you've left the water twice? Why?
I mean, I wanted to see what's out there. You've seen The Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah.
Now, instead of love, I was looking for a body to feast upon their brain cells.
Naturally.
But, like, you know, everybody's out there for something different.
Uh-huh. Just naturally, just like, I'm so hungry for body. This morsel will do.
Just getting a little hungry, you know? It happens. You're out on the ocean, and you're just like, man, I'm so sick of all the krill.
The krill. Oh, that's fair. So, because you're such an eldritch creature, you've been here you've been on this planet for a while, haven't you?
Eons.
So you must have some stories to tell of your youth.
Of my youth.
Of your youth.
Of course I do. I've got stories, as many stories as I have tentacles, which I have more than you expect.
But I only see 2.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. RJ grew up with Captain Cuttlefish.
Yeah!
I can see that. Well, RJ, since I have you here, I would love to ask you some questions, then.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I guess I'll start with my first question for you. What would you define nostalgic to you? And this could be your own definition or from your life experiences.
So nostalgia to me, because I'm an old man in senses, it's very much like the reminiscent, the things that are like familiar to you, but like from a different time in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I think of nostalgia, I'm like, I think more childhood because of how old I am, but I'm sure the older I get, the more nostalgia will have like a longer period of time that I'm nostalgic for.
Mm-hmm.
And like those are usually like happy times. Like nostalgia, I feel like nostalgia is a good thing usually. It's like happiness. Like sad nostalgia is usually just sad memories.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard anyone describe nostalgia to be sad, honestly. He's like,
yeah, sad nostalgia.
He's like, oh, this is making me nostalgic. Sniffles.
Oh, snip, snip. I'm so nostalgic right now, guys. I hate it.
I would always assume that nostalgia reminisce with like happy memories. So.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like nostalgia, it has like that that memory aspect of like usually when you're nostalgic for something, you're being reminded of it, right? So like
Mhm.
now things are coming back into fashion, like toys from my youth are coming back, or like they're doing like I know like Canadian wise, like Nanaland. Like I don't know if you
Mm.
know of Nanaland.
I've never heard
She
of
does that.
Nanaland.
It's a people.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I heard the "it's a peepo" thing before.
Yeah. So
That's
Nanaland was like,
Canadian.
yeah, it's Canadian. I may be from the ocean, but sometimes the ocean is Canada. Don't worry about it. Um, but Nanaland recently had this kind of like surge of like nostalgia and memes. So they partnered with like this clothing company and they're making like t-shirts and pins, and they were at a con in
Really?
Canada, and I was like,
Really?
Nanaland was at the con. I didn't get to see her, but she was there in all her puppet glory.
So like that. I've been seeing that like she's on like TikTok and like re-coming
Yeah.
back and all that. And I'm just like, I don't know who this is. I did not grow up with this puppet, but I feel like I've seen you before, one way or
She's
another.
so cute. She's basically like a little child who kind of talks slightly gibberishy, and like a lot of it takes place at her grandma's house, and there's this silly dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cute. And there were like episodes where I think they were like between like episodes of actual shows, and they were like kind of like shorts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were so good, and I'm so glad the memes are coming up because it just makes me nostalgic for those times. Because there was something very weird about the 90s in Canada where all the children's programming had puppets, and
Mm-hmm.
like I live for it.
Mm-hmm. So you're like the second person I know from Canada. Also, hi, first time chat, not a robot 3TT2. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a good time.
Oh whoa.
I
I sure hope you're not a robot.
Again, you're like the second person I know for sure that's in Canada, as opposed to those who are not for sure in Canada.
Those secret fake Canadians.
Yeah. So I know very little of like some Canadian stuff. I know some
Mhm.
because I was like one of those kids who just like got into everything as a kid, but also not got into everything because like I didn't grow up watching The Last Airbender. I somehow avoided that as a kid.
I didn't actually really grow up with it either. I didn't watch it till high school.
I didn't watch it at all. I still haven't watched it.
It's so good. You'll love it.
I imagine so. I like the character Toph. I think she's silly, and I think her character is
Toph
like
I
really
love.
cool. But
She's also so fun in Fortnite.
I haven't got her skin yet. I haven't thinking about it.
Oh my gosh, she's great.
But so yeah, what was that? I had someone else who I interviewed was both Canadian and also fairly older than me. So I'm excited to see if I can recall anything you say with what she said.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing too is I've done a few streams, usually on a subathon where I'm like, I need to eat and I need to chill. So I have a playlist that is like Canadian nostalgia, like PSAs and commercials.
Oh
and
my
like
god.
TV show stuff. So I'll put that on, and it's so funny. People being like, "What the heck was going on in the 90s in Canada? Why are all your PSAs so scary? Why are there so many puppets?" And I'm like, I can't tell you. This is just how I grew up. Like, have you ever seen the "Don't you put it in your mouth"? That's Canadian. Those cursed blue puppets telling you not to eat trash.
You bring up the PSA, and I have seen one of them because of my last interview. It was with my friend Odie. I gotta ask you, did you see the PSA where it's like work safety and the woman is like working in a chef like kitchen and like she gets boiling water on her because she's like, I'm actually gonna get really hurt now.
Yeah, those ones are scary too, and those ones were like a little bit later, so like not my childhood, but like I remember having to watch those in high school for like our we had like a careers course.
Yeah.
And I remember we'd have to watch those, and they were always so upsetting. You're like, why do you have to make them so scary? I know the point is to scare us into safety, but my god, you didn't pull any punches. Are you working with horror directors? Like, what are we doing here?
Wait, did they actually work with horror directors?
I honestly, I don't think so, but I feel like they went a little ham with those special effects on some of them.
Okay, yeah. Because, again, that was the first one I ever saw. And it was just like, what? You guys grew up with that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Tim, I'm gonna send you things. Like, we don't have to like watch them on stream or anything, but I will
Oh,
send you.
if they're short,
some...
I can like put them on the TV.
I have a selection of PSAs, but we'll keep chatting. I'll find my my playlist, and I can always send you. I'll find a short one.
Oh yeah, please share. Please share.
Yeah. Because they are so wild, and for me, it's like so normal. It's like, yeah, I grew up with this, and people are like, are you okay? Are all Canadian children from the 90s messed up? And I'm like, probably.
Oh my god. Good evening, Tara. Hope your evening has been best mine. My evening has been just slow and tired, but I hope your evening gets better. Nate, I hope it does.
Gotta wake up.
Gotta wake up. That the PSA stuff was bringing me back to the thing I watched on stream with Oni, with the lady being doused with water. I can't. That horrified me. It's like, are you guys okay?
No.
Grab a brush, put a little makeup. Alright.
Oh my god.
No, take your time.
No, I was just reading chat and they mentioned the house hippo, and that one was a nice one. It was a PSA where it made it look like house hippos were real, like little hippos that would go around your house, and they were tiny. And then it was like, this looks cool. Doesn't it look super real? And it's not. And for every Canadian child was like, the only thing I'm taking out of this is that I want a house hippo and that they should be real.
Oh, okay. I looked like the image up on them. They look like little guinea pigs.
Right? Which is funny because I had a hairless guinea pig and I always called her my house hippo. I was like, you do what you are. Yeah.
So wait, what was the purpose of it? Like, of a house hippo? Just like, you want this? It's not real.
I mean, I can literally send you the link to it. It's a minute long. And basically there was this thing in the 90s and early 2000s called concerned children's advertisers.
Okay.
So the idea is the advertisements would be like to help kids like recognize like fake things in TV and like like beauty standards and media, like be like those aren't real, like all that kind of thing, like helping kids almost with a bit of media literacy. So but then kids would just be like, yeah, but I just want a house hippo now, and I'm like, fair. I'm gonna send this to you.
The house hippo is just like, I'm just
so cute.
Me. Oh my god, just looking at the little fucking image of it is so cute. Okay, let me like see if I can. Let me pause.
Yeah, that one's only a minute long and it's not scary, it's cute.
Okay, I trust you. Let me get my TV. Let me turn on my TV.
Yeah, this setup is super cool. I'm like
thank
obsessed.
you. I'm so glad you like it. Here we go. There's my TV.
To see them behind the scenes. And it's like should be like 4:3 style, like old school.
About 2 months ago, I got a new dog. It did just well for me. I bit my thumb right at 2 months later. Oh, I'm sorry, Nate. I hope your thumb gets better. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's make everyone feel better with some house hippos.
House hippo.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet.
Oh, a kitty.
The North American
Little
house
baby.
hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very
They're so
timid
cute.
creatures and are rarely seen, but they would end their terror
Yeah.
to search for food, water, and materials for their nests.
Oh my god!
Hippo are chips,
It's so
raisins,
cute.
and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They
The
build
little
their nests
peanut
in
butter
bedroom
steppies.
closets using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft.
Aww.
Most hippos sleep those 16 hours a day.
That looked
Just a sleepy guy.
real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from concerned children's advertisers.
That's so fucked up.
Right?
That's
It
so
was just
fucked.
basically like, yeah, just because things look real, which I think, you know, it's a good thing for kids to learn media literacy. We're definitely in an era where people are just taking things at face value and being like, yeah, anything is real. I'm like, oh, brother.
Yeah, but it's so fucked up. You lied to me. I want house hippos now.
You lied to children.
Yeah, you lied to me.
But yeah, that was one of the nice PSAs. There were so many scary puppet ones, but
Oh.
that one was a nice, cute one.
Honestly, I'm kind of terrified of hippos, like in real life. Honestly,
They're kind of vicious.
they are vicious, especially like if you take knowledge of like how much they can crush with their jaw. Like,
Yeah, which is
hippos
why a
are
house size one is still probably very scary.
Well, it maybe feel like you scare it, but like if you take good care of it, the house hippo will be for your friend.
Yeah, it'd be a little
Let me
fun.
get the music back and playing. Is that VCR tapes under the TV? Yes, it is. What are they episodes of? I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh yeah, Tim, are you of the age that you grew up with VHS tapes, or was it fully DVD when you were a kid?
Oh, so I did. So when I was just born, I still had VHS tapes when I was a kid. I had a mixture of both VHS and DVDs.
Oh my god. I actually have to look up, because I remember when I bought my first DVD, I'm gonna look this up. It was...
You have to look up what year.
Yes. What
year was it? Wait, hold on.
It was Atlantis, the Disney movie, in 2001.
Oh, damn. No, yeah, I guess 2022 is when I was born. So I was just like right at that transition.
2022?
Yeah.
You're 3 years old? I don't think you're allowed to have a Twitch account.
I mean, 2002. There's so many twos. Oh my god. Goo goo gaga. I'm born 2020.
Baby.
You might as well think I'm born in 2022.
You were born fully formed in 2022.
Yeah. I was like a lab experiment. No, but 2002. That's what
god. So when you were born, I would have been... I'm thinking with my brain. I would have been in the 3rd grade?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I would have been 9 or 10 when you were born.
Oh my god. That's so crazy to think about. We know I'm gonna babysit you. Shut up, Nightcrawler.
I gotta put you in the baby gate.
No! Don't put me in the baby gate.
Yeah, that was the first DVD. I remember buying it at, I want to say Best Buy, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, before that, it was all VHSs. And it was VHSs for a while until they faded out.
Mm-hmm. No, I was still a VHS kid when I was growing up, because every Saturday my dad would take me and my brother to the library, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we would rent out whether that be DVDs or VHS tapes, and I would always go to the VHS tape area because I always find like the best things, like Roly Poly Oly, or my favorite show as a kid. I don't know if you know it. I think it's a Canadian show, actually, I believe.
Okay, alright. I know Roly Poly Oly, so alright, let's go. What we got here?
Do you know the show Rotten Ralph?
That sounds familiar.
Red Cat, Little Shit, stop motion.
Ooh, Rotten Ralph. Let's TV program.
I'm pretty sure it's Canadian, at least, last time I checked.
From 1999 to 2001. Yeah, this looks familiar. I don't remember if I watched much of it, but I probably saw it on TV at some point.
It was a kid's book too, so I don't know if that helps. It was a kid's book first, and then it was a TV show. I need to make people watch.
I like the animation.
Oh no, I love Rotten Ralph. I only know one other person in this world who knows about Rotten Ralph, and that was my other Canadian friend. Like I said.
I think this one just missed me, but it's really cute looking. I love the style. It's so fun. You know what it makes me think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is, but it seems like very French. I don't know. The style of it looks very like French Canadian to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very specific like French Canadian like animated shows. I know this is stop motion, but
what is it?
Fun fact, like I don't know if you knew Martin Mysteries. They were like the same
Martin
people who did
Mysteries.
Totally Spies.
Totally Spies. I do know
Totally.
I do know Totally Spies. What was the other one you said?
It was called Martin Mystery. It was like a French Canadian animated show based off a French comic from
I have
2003,
never
2006.
seen. I've never seen this
You would
before.
You would dig it so hard. Okay, you've got your main guy, Martin Mystery. He's a teenage shitbag, and like his I think his stepsister and this caveman that they rescued from ice basically are like sent on missions to find ghosts and paranormal stuff. You would love this. This is so up your alley.
That's such a weird draw together like characters. Like, okay, first of all, I hardly see any shows talking about like, oh, this character, this is my stepsister. Because I think nowadays we're all kind of we're all weirded out by the idea of like step siblings because we know the degenerates. We know.
I unfortunately know of. Did you ever watch Life with Derek? I think
Life with Derek. That sounds very familiar. That sounds.
Oh, God! It was a whole thing. Okay,
wait,
so it was a show, and it was a live action show. But the two step siblings that were teens had a lot of chemistry.
Oh,
and they kind of leaned into it, and there was so much fan fiction. It was the worst. But the two actors were like, "Yeah, we knew we leaned into it." I'm like, why would you do that?
That's so weird.
You could use so many children.
That's so weird.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
I know, right? It was terrible.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I always get so weirded out with anything with like step family, because like I don't care if you're not related by blood or not. If you call each other family, don't do it with each other.
Right? It's so weird. Oh my god.
It's so weird. It's so wait.
On the other hand, this show is just like they are step siblings who antagonize each other, and it's silly. And then the other guy is just a caveman.
Yeah, what's with the caveman?
So, if I remember correctly, one of the very first episodes, they there's also a tiny alien that's part of the...
What? What?
Yeah.
Okay, the step siblings, okay, a little understandable, very understandable, right? Real people. The barbarian, the caveman. Yeah. Okay.
Caveman.
We're going like that Egyptian show with like the little kid who's like an Egyptian boy with like the girl and cat. It's like, okay, this is a little weird, but okay.
Yeah.
And then an alien? Did you just tell me there's an alien with this cast of characters?
Yeah, and he's tiny, like the alien's tiny, and he flies around in like a little flying saucer. It's really cute. Yeah.
What?
and it's like I think their aunt runs this like sci-fi detective agency, like government thing.
Okay.
And has these teenagers, paranormal investigators of the Center. Oh, it's just called the Center.
The Center. Okay.
Organization that secretly protects the people of Earth from extraterrestrial and supernatural threats.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I selling you on it?
I mean, I'll look at it, sure, but just like...
Oh god, I feel like I've gotten us so off track thinking about these things.
That's such a weird, like... Oh my goodness, I'm like trying to process that, my god.
Listen, it's French, like French France, and then like French Canadian, so you know they were extra weird.
I can't imagine that because like, it's... Man... You French!
Points at chat. You French?
Yeah, all you French!
You freaking Frenchies.
Oh my god. So moving on to like, this is like, I guess continuing what we're talking about actually. A little bit about like children's media. Was there any children's media that you watched as a tot that you think would be impactful to kids nowadays in this growing generation?
Now, there were two shows that came to mind because I think one of them is like The Big Comfy Couch, because I feel like it teaches you like, empathy and like just like having fun but being nice. I think there's, again, something, just empathy is something that needs to be taught to children, because that's how you learn to be good to people, and people will be good in return. But the other one, which is fun, is the Boomafoo, because that just had animal facts, and I think kids deserve to know animal facts all the time at any moment. Because like I know I wasn't like a kid who was like an encyclopedic knowledge of like animal facts, but I had friends who were, and it was like, yeah, that's like, tell me a cool fact about animals and like get me thinking about things. There's also a show that was it Cyber something? Not Cyber Sue, but they were like, it was a show all about math, and I actually loved it. The Cyber Chase. Yes, Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase.
And it was literally a PBS show, so it's like educational, and it was all about like math and learning. And
I've
I used
seen
to really
this
like
show
math
before.
when I was a kid.
I've seen this show.
It's like these kids going to like these different islands, and they're like hacking stuff. It's really fun. It's also Canadian. Yeah, I just think a lot of these like educational shows that were like fun for kids, I think is just something like, yeah, learning math and science, and like empathy, these things that are kind of like roots to like growing up into like fully formed beings. I think it is important,
right?
Like for that, like foundational, like I'm talking like this is like little kid like stuff, like young children.
No, yeah, I believe that like we a lot of TV shows nowadays, I don't see many shows that like specifically talk about like what you said, like empathy learning. Cause like when like around the time when we were younger, we had a lot of shows that were very much more like, I guess, like one-on-one talking about like emotions processed properly almost. I didn't watch specifically what was it, the big comfy couch or comfy couch?
Yeah. Big couch.
Yeah. I watched like the what was it? I watched specifically like Bear in the Big Blue House.
I love Bear in the Big Blue House. Yes, that's also another one that's very like, empathetic, and like you make mistakes but you apologize and you think about like your friends' feelings. Yeah.
I do agree with you, like definitely shows like that can teach more about emotion, because nowadays it's like, unless we're talking about Bluey, like that's like the one exception I see.
I feel like Bluey is like helping break the mold. I think we're in like a golden age of like older kids like animated shows, like the Owl House and like She-Ra and all these like great shows with great plots that don't make kids feel dumbed down.
Yeah.
But I think that like younger kid audience, like there was lacking. But I think stuff like Bluey I think is like helping like get back to that, like, okay, like we can have something for younger kids that helps with like these kind of like thoughts and like teaches you lessons without being super dumbed down, because children aren't dumb. Like that's a whole thing. I think Bluey is a great example, and I hope that they do more like shows like that just get kids excited to learn, because kids love Bluey. Obsessed.
I heard that like Bluey's the only reference I got. I heard that Sesame Street is currently on hold and is not gonna re-air until 2025, which is very sad. But it's because of reconstruction stuff they have to do, so that's understandable.
That's fair.
But I heard, like, no, you're absolutely right. Kids are not dumb, if anything. Like, they don't know stuff. I think people confuse that as for stupidity, right? And I feel like for kids to learn, they need to be shown stuff to learn from, which is like TV stuff. Like, because you can't just slap a book in a kid's face. It's like, all right, read this therapist book on how to this psychology book on how to understand human emotions, right?
And also, like, kids are less likely to engage with things that feel like homework, right?
Exactly.
So television is a way that they're engaging with it without kind of realizing that it is teaching them stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, that's actually like such a great way to word that, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I like how you worded that.
Listen, no one likes to do what they're told, right? So,
Yeah.
So when you don't think you're being told, and like, obviously in a good way, not in a manipulative way, but like you're learning at a pace that's fun and enjoyable, and you're not thinking about, oh, I'm learning life lessons because I have to. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're just learning all the information to grow up,
Mm-hmm.
become a person. Yeah.
Because, like, school can only teach you so much, like life lessons before you, like, by the time you know it, you're graduating, and you'll remember shit.
Oh my god. As we go on.
But, no, but, like, in seriousness, like, I remember very few life lessons I learned from school in comparison to what I did on TV, right? Because, like, so many kid shows taught me to be adventurous and, like, respect others, while school's, like, he's like, you should know this already, basically.
I think there's also a thing too of like, I don't know kids nowadays, but like when I was a kid, like reading was like such a big way to learn these things too. Like, like I grew up with they're the Treehouse books, the
Magic Treehouse. I know that series.
I loved those books, and like that kind of feel of adventure, and like to get yourself being creative, you like interact with things that make you creative, whether it be like television or like books, that kind of thing. Like I really liked the Goosebump books as a kid. Like I loved the choose your own adventure books. I always thought that was so fun, and like I would spend like forever going to try and get every possibility, which is funny because that's how I play games now. I'm like, I have to get every possible ending, because that kind of interest in mystery like comes from childhood.
You bring up the Magic Treehouse, and actually this is something I didn't even think about much. Now that I've been doing these, like, this is like the 5th time I've done this like interview, right? And I've always talked about specifically like kid shows, right? Like, because that's what, like, everyone's seen a kid show, but I didn't really take much of like thought about like the books too that we grew up with. We had a lot of books growing, like we had, what was it, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, there was the Magic Treehouse.
You immediately made me feel so old when you said that, because I was already like a teenager when those books came out. Oh my god. But yeah, like it's like, but the Magic Treehouse, things like that, like they're older than even like me, but they're still classic and like rereadable, like for different generations.
I'm just like thinking is like we had a lot of different book series, like when for like a lot of the kids for like especially the early 2000s from what I can remember, or like even 90s kids. Like I'm pretty sure Harry Potter, I'm not shouting out J.K. Rowling, but I'm just saying you were there. That's all I'm saying. You were there.
I thankfully didn't really grow up with like, I mean, I watched the movies, but I didn't really grow up reading the books because I was a little behind in school when it came to reading. So when everyone was reading Harry Potter, I was a little bit behind. So I was like always like, oh, I don't have the nostalgia for these books, so I was very easily like, oh yeah, I'm out.
No, that's fair. I actually didn't read the books either. I only grew up watching the movies. Severus Snape is my wife.
You're like, I see a pathetic old man. That is my wife now.
That is me. That is how I am. Yes.
And I love you for it.
Oh, I love you too, Squid. Nah, but
another.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say another book series that I love that I wonder if you might have read or not was The Adventures of the Bailey Kids.
I actually don't know that one.
You might have seen these covers because some of them are memes because people will be like, these aren't monsters, they're just gay adults.
What are they?
And
what's the book series
like titled The Adventures of the Bailey Kids. And the titles were like, Dracula doesn't drink lemonade, vampires don't wear polka dots, like Cupid doesn't flip hamburgers. Like, it's all these kids being like, these weird queer adults are like like sorcerers and monsters, and it was just like, huh? And it's like they're just people, but they're really funny.
I've never seen this book series. I've never heard of it actually. This might be specifically a Canadian book series probably because I've never seen it.
Maybe, but it's so iconic, like to my childhood of like reading these books. Like zombies don't play soccer. I'm just looking through these. Witches don't do backflips.
This kind of looks like so silly. This kind of the book covers kind of look like similar to that, like the idea of like Goosebumps books. Honestly, to me, because like
they were like,
yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say because they have like things like ghouls or aliens or the boogeyman. And I was like, but they're like, oh, ghouls don't scoop ice cream. It's like, oh, boogeyman don't play football. It's like the sweeter Goosebumps to me.
It is. It's like Goosebumps for little chickens like me. Even though I read the Goosebumps books, but like the show. Oh my god, did you ever watch the Goosebumps TV show? It was so scary.
I did.
But I found we had our own Canadian version called "Are You Afraid of the Dark?"
I do know that.
Scarier.
Oh, there goes Kermit. I do know. So I know both those shows. I only grew up watching one of them, but I watched some clips of like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I know the Crypt Keeper is always called.
Crypt Keeper.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, from Tales from the Crypt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I think that's also Canadian.
Yeah, I watched Goosebumps. I always hated it as a kid because there was one specific horror tale and one specific character I've always hated. I kind of want to see if you can guess what that character was.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Like for me, the one I always remember from Goosebumps is Slappy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're scared of Slappy.
I hate Slappy.
Slappy is scary.
He is scary.
Slappy is very scary. Like, I get it. I'm not a person who's scared of, like, dolls and, like, things like that, but Slappy is super, like, freaky, and he's kind of, like, a main antagonist in many Goosebumps things. So, like, he's very frightening. I totally get
it. I've always hated Slappy. The first one I watched was, like, his first episode, where he was like, I'm gonna turn these kids that hate each other into little puppets, and they'll be my family. I always hated him, because one, I didn't like ventriloquist dolls like that. I always thought they were scary, and the fact being that he could turn you into one freaked me out even more, and the fact being that there was an episode where he tried to get a bride, and that freaked me out too.
Yeah. It's so funny because like that's so similar to like it's like Chucky but for children.
Yeah, it's Chucky but for children, and I hate it. I was also scared of Chucky as a kid, but I don't mind Chucky now. I still hate Slappy though as an adult.
You're like me and Chucky are cool now. Slappy, you're on thin fucking ice.
There was have you seen like the Goosebumps movie though with like Jack Black in it?
I did see that. Yeah, that was fun.
I saw that in middle school, and that was like one moment.
Oh. Sorry, I've been shot.
I'm sorry. Just like, oh yeah, I was in middle school when I watched that. You were like in high school, probably.
College.
You were in college.
I'm like 10 years older than you do.
That's right. I keep forgetting. But yeah, I watched that movie when I was in middle school. That was the one time where I questioned, like, maybe I don't mind Slappy, because that version of Slappy specifically, I had a crush on in middle school. No, but then when I became adult, I was like, nah, you're fucking creepy. Get the fuck away from me.
Tim, you like what frightens you.
I like what scares me. Now I'm just like, nah, Slappy's just a freak.
You're like, get that freak away from me.
Squid is physically aging right in front of us. You're drying up.
They put me in the dehydrator.
Oh no. No, yeah, I hate Slappy. I still hate Slappy to this day. You wanna know what's crazy actually about Slappy? I always have the same dream. I haven't had it in my adulthood yet. I might have it now because I'm talking about it.
I'm so sorry.
But I always have this dream where Slappy's in it, right? And
Slappy's there.
And I'm like younger all the time in these dreams because I had this dream when I was a kid. So I guess every time I had this dream, I'm still a kid in it, right? And the thing is, I don't even know how fucking old Slappy is. I have no idea how old he is. He could be like, he's just like a grown ass man.
Gotta be like 20 to 40, I feel like, is probably...
He's a
He was not a
grown-ass
child.
man.
He oh.
No, but
He's an adult man.
that's where the problem comes in with these dreams that I hate. I'm, like, still a kid in these dreams, and this is, like, the worst
Oh,
part.
no.
Like, I'm getting married to Slappy in these dreams.
Nah!
And it's really weird to me. Because not only does he freak me out, I'm just like, why am I getting married to you? And why am I still, like, a kid in, like, a fairy princess costume?
Oh, no. You're, like, watching from the outside, like, no!
I'm like banging on the glass as like I'm watching. He's like, stop, stop.
You know what it makes me...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you say what you said.
I was gonna say, it makes me think of in a series of unfortunate events when the Count is trying to marry, I can't remember the girl's name, but trying to marry her, and I'm like, that's a child! Stop that!
It's so bad when I look back at it. I haven't had that dream recently, thank God, but I think the last time I had that dream was like a few years ago, like 1 or 2 years ago.
You better watch it when you close your eyes tonight.
That's like one of the and like I listen, as someone who's like married Slappy 3 times in my dreams, I can firmly say I hate Slappy. I hate that motherfucker.
You're like, you need a divorce stream.
I need a divorce stream.
You need to serve Slappy legal papers in your dream.
I'm gonna write.
You're like, we're over.
I'm gonna literally.
It's over.
I'm gonna do a stream where I write a fan fiction on stream and I read it to the stream where it's my divorce arc with Slappy.
Please. Well, that reminds me, we at some point need to do our fanfic reading stream.
Yeah,
oh my god.
I was thinking about DMing in that group, but I just didn't know when.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, but it'll be fun. Hee hee ha ha.
But no, yeah, lot of good shows. I feel like kids could. I feel like there's a lot of things that we grew up with that kids nowadays don't have. Like, like I like no kids got Goosebumps no more. No kids got Goosebumps no more. No one's got like shows that teach them empathy. Besides like Bluey, they got like YouTube and Cocomelon.
God, Cocomelon is rotting all the brains. Yeah, I feel bad for children now that are so addicted to their iPads. It's so sad. I don't ever plan to have children, but I do feel bad for like kids that are, you grow up with it. If you put a device in their hands like the moment they're born, they're gonna stick with it. It makes sense. It just sucks. But I always appreciate when people are like, we try to, make them go out and about and like sign them up for activities and like good. Like don't be like, you can't have this, but try to give them options.
Right. I think if one day I ever have my own kids, I see when you say Galactic, I would probably show like my kids like old shows that I grew up with because I feel like, I think I turned out okay. So, I can only imagine how beneficial some of the shows I watched will be for them.
There's a really fun thing about, like, passing on things from your childhood to, like, other kids. Like, I know my mom gave away a bunch of, like, my old, like, Beanie Babies and, like, Barbies and stuff to, like, young family members. And it's really sweet seeing them, like, play with these toys where there's like shiny brand new ones, but like they're playing with these ones that you played with as a kid and they're like happy as a clam. Like they're really enjoying them. It's really sweet.
No, I agree with that. I so agree with that. You brought up toys, and we're gonna move on to the next question because I love talking about toys.
Oh, I know you do.
Oh yes, I do. What was your everything toy as a child? The toy you carried around everywhere that you absolutely treasured as a kid?
Funny enough, I don't think I was a kid where I had one specific toy that I was like super into. My shifting like interests just all the time. I did ask my mom this question like the other day. I was like, I can't think of anything I carried around. She's like, no, you didn't really carry things around. You did wear a lot of like Disney princess like dresses and heels everywhere. And I was like, it's so funny now because I'm so not feminine or like I don't wear dresses, but like I was a very feminine child, so it's so funny to hear that.
I'm just imagining a little squid wearing heels and just like, I can't walk.
I can't can't walk. I just can't walk. Owie.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
But the one thing I was thinking about that this whole thing made me think about, and now I'm on a desperate search,
Mm-hmm.
is the 2004 The Dog McDonald's toys.
Oh! Okay.
I had like so many of them. It brain blasted me, and I was so sad because I'm fairly sure my like parents gave them away. But I had like almost all of them. Like I
Really?
would go to the McDonald's, we would get the new one that was out that week. Like I had like so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I have none and I desperately want to hold them because they're so silly. Their bodies are so tiny, but their heads are so big and their noses are so boopable.
They're all the ones with like, you know, like the big schnauzers, yeah?
Yeah. Let me I'll send you the dog McDonald's.
I didn't have any of those. However, I had the cats ones. I had two of the cats ones where their heads are massive and they got big ol' ass eyes. I don't remember which ones. I remember having the brown one with the purple collar and like a orange with brown striped one with a teal color. That's what I remember having.
They're just little guys. I didn't like the cats as much because I'm not as big into cats as I am dogs.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, chat. Don't hate me. Don't attack me. But also I just think the dogs were so unique and like their noses, their snoots were my favorite part. And the cats didn't unfortunately have the snoots, so they didn't have my love as much. But I did still have a couple.
You're just like you're okay, I guess.
You're fine, but you're no the dog.
You're no dog.
Look at they're so perfect.
Yeah, I remember seeing these. I did not have one of them. However, I do think like this specific style of like toys was like, I remember seeing this a lot as a kid. I'm gonna put this on stream for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, I picked a square one too. So look at, they're so perfect.
They are very cute.
It looked like it was from April 2nd to 29th, 2004. So I had a decent amount of them. But I think they did more series of them because I remember having more. And now I've been looking on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, please let me purchase a little guy.
I had something as similar of like the dog, like sort of toy, McDonald's toy, but it wasn't this McDonald's toy. It was a pencil case, and it also had like a big schnauzer, right?
Aww.
And like he had a big schnauzer, and like you could open his mouth and take out like pencils from his like stomach or whatever, like his mouth.
God.
I love that pencil case. It was one of my favorites, but I don't have it anymore. I don't think I can ever find an image of it because it was so like unique. But
it's like burned into your brain. You're like, but to never have it again.
I wish to see it one day. Hold on, let me pull up the cats ones because like
yes, pull them up. But yeah, if anyone has the dog that they want to send me, I will give you my gratitude.
I was because I love talking about toys on stream with so many people. I often like Google search like the toys for people. I did find one link for a whole. I think it's the complete lot of them. Like it's all of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the complete set of 8. Let me get the link. It is like a little pricey. I don't know if it's like too pricey for you, but.
With my adult money.
Let me get the.
I didn't even think to look on the here. I was looking on Eated Bay. Oh, that's actually not that bad for the sealed ones, because I did see one that was like a set of 20 for like $300, and I was like, I can't do that.
No, yeah.
Like, I literally, that is so expensive. That is too much money.
The website is very trustworthy. I use it all the time, by the way. I use this more than eBay, actually.
Nice.
But
the cats are actually cuter than I remember. I'm sad that their noses aren't as big, but they're so bobbly headed.
Their eyes is what's big.
Yeah, they have big ol' eyes. They do look very scared.
They look so autistic.
You got that cat in you.
You got that cat in you.
This is the cat.
I specifically
Oh
had
my
the
God.
brown one with green eyes and the brown one with darker brown stripes with yellow eyes in the middle. I had those two as a kid. I remember specifically, I think I got the brown one, like, for myself from a McDonald's toy, I want to say. And then, specifically the striped one, I stole from my cousin. I remember specifically how I stole it, and I wasn't really slick with it either.
Oh no.
I hope my cousin's not watching this because he actually watches my streams.
Oh shit.
He was like a teenager,
The
and
VOD will disappear forever.
he was like a teenager, and I was like a kid still. And he had a whole box full of like his old toys, right? And I found that cat toy, right? And I loved it so much, and I didn't want to ask him if I could keep it because like I think like he was with his friend at the time. So what I did was like I grabbed the toy, I shoved it in the back of my shirt. And I looked like I had a lump on my back, basically. And I'm surprised that my aunt didn't point it out when we left the door, because I know for a fact it was sticking out like a sore thumb. But the moment we got in that car, I was like, yeah, I got a toy.
Got it. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I had a couple of the cats ones. I don't specifically remember, but I think I might have had the white and gray one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that one feels really familiar to me. But the rest of them, I do not know. But they're very cute.
I really want to get them all because they're all so creature.
Oh my god. If I get all the dogs and you get all the cats, we'll take little PNGs of them and make them dance like we're playing. Like, yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah!
I would love to, like, get all of them because, like, again, they're so funny to me. They're just so silly looking. I would love to have all of these. Similar to how you want all the dogs.
The dogs, I think, too, because like the bodies are so small and the heads are so big, they give you that cute aggression where you like want to grasp the body and the head is sticking out.
Yeah.
You're just like, I love a plush that you can just grasp. I'm like, yeah.
Violently firmly grasp it.
Horribly grasp, yeah. I'm like, I love you. Squish, squish. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's good.
Those cats look very graspable because the head would just stick out so bulbous. They're very good.
No, yeah, McDonald's toys were like my shit as a kid.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember like other ones. I remember whenever the Disney movies came out, I had like those ones, but I don't remember like a lot of other ones. But the dog ones very specifically I remember because I was so annoying. I'd be like, Mother, we have to go to McDonald's. I don't want the food. I just want the toy.
I just want the toy.
I just want the toy.
I just like imagine you just like, I don't want anything else. I want that toy.
I want that toy. Like, oh Jesus, all right, kid, just take it.
Just all right, get out of my face already.
Truly, they're like, all right, go away.
Oh, now I want to try finding the cat toys. Thanks for giving me that like inspiration.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like you would say you're like your everything toy as a kid or toys.
Yeah, it's like I didn't really carry things around and like my interest shifted, but like this is one that I've been thinking about because we went and hunted for them all. So like
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty everything.
That's a pretty everything answer. I can take that. Absolutely.
You take it.
Alright. So this kind of goes on with like more toy or even item related stuff, right? What was something you always wanted as a child? You never got it though, but being an adult you're able to get it now.
I feel like there wasn't like a lot of like toys or anything that like I was like, oh man, like when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But something like as I got older, like going to anime cons and stuff, like buying anything from anime was so exciting because when I was a kid, like that stuff wasn't really accessible. Like cons were just starting up when I was a kid, and like if you wanted like anime, you would have to get it on VHSs, like or like copied onto like CD-ROMs. Or watching it on YouTube in like 3 parts. But when I was really young, before even YouTube, like I remember Card Captors and like Dragon Ball Z and stuff. Like there wasn't a whole lot of stuff out there for it. Like there was like Pokemon cards and things, but like other anime, like they would put it up and you could watch it on TV, but you couldn't really buy things for it unless,
Right.
again, like Pokemon, Sailor Moon, like those were big enough, but like other animes weren't big enough for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like so sad. So when I started going to cons when I was like 14, I was like, oh my god, I can buy things from anime, and then like seeing Artist Alley, I'm like, I can get commissions of characters I like, and I have so many commissions of just embarrassing characters from like the first 5 years of cons. I was just like, I always got a commission at every con, and it was always like some character from some show, and the person was always like, okay, this is weird, but okay, like whatever thing I was into at the time. But that kind of stuff is just, it's so fun because now I'm an adult and I don't buy as much stuff as I used to at anime cons and that.
Right.
But like I still go to cons, like, you know, decent, like 1 or 2 a year. I feel maybe 3 if we're spicy, and that kind of stuff. Just like you're buying it with your own money, and it's like whatever's in this year. But you know, when you're a kid and you're first able to like buy things on your own, that's like kind of nerdy and kind of like kiddish, is so exciting. You're like, oh my god,
oh my god.
oh my god. I remember I had this like, it was like a tote bag, but the 2 sides were like plastic, and it's from the Artist Alley. And this person drew like a ton of like main characters from anime and like a chibi style, and it was like lines of them.
Yeah.
And like I didn't like know every character on it, but I was like, oh my god, this character and this character, and I was like so excited. And when I was in like grade 8, grade 9, I was like in a Death Note, and I remember going to this con and meeting the English voice actor for Light Yagami, and I got him to sign the bag because Light Yagami's character was on it, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's you, but like super like, ah, oh my god.
Yeah. No, I get you.
But yeah, that kind of thing just was so fun because like anime wasn't super accessible when I was really young. So as I got into like middle school, high school, I was like, I can actually get anime stuff and consume anime goods. And now it's like it's like everywhere. I'm like, oh my god, these kids don't know. They don't know the anime minds.
When it was just started.
Yeah, the fan translations that were always so bad. They were so nostalgic.
I've only recently started getting more interested into going to conventions. I went to my first convention this year, actually.
How'd you like it?
So it was small. It wasn't very big, but I had fun personally. I would go like to another one. I think the only problem was that it was during a snowstorm.
Oh no!
I was fine. I got home safe, but it was during a snowstorm, so I had to like rush my whole experience. But
yeah,
I had fun. I got like a signature from one of the voice actors of Monster High, who's also like the same voice actor of like Akira and Simba actually.
Oh my god. So
I got him to sign like one of my dolls, and he was so sweet. I had such a pleasant interaction with him.
That's so sweet.
And I was actually very frugal with buying stuff at the Artist Alley or like the vendors. I wanted to buy a lot, don't get me wrong, but
you're so much stronger than I am.
I kind of wish I let myself go, honestly, because I wish I bought more stuff, but I just didn't at that moment because I think I had to hurry up, so I didn't really look at everything. But
I feel like when you get to do your next con, what I always do is I do a nice walk around of Artist Alley and dealers or whatever, and then I usually come back and purchase, unless it's something and I'm like, I 100% desperately want it, and I'll buy it then. But usually I'm like, I'll take a walk around so that I can kind of compare things, because sometimes you'll see something and you'll like it, but then you'll see something from the same show or whatever that you like a little bit more. But like, it's also good not to go too ham your first time, because you'll be like, oh my god. But I hope you get to do the experience again and get to take it at a slower pace.
I hope
do, like,
so.
A full weekend con.
I hope so. I have some friends planning to go to a convention later this year. I hope that maybe I can go, but at the same time, it's like I'm only limited to the ones in my area, and honestly, this is like the one state no one ever thinks about doing conventions in. So it's like, well, god damn it.
They said this state? Nah, don't need to be there.
Yeah, this state, fuck this state in particular.
Whoa! Yeah.
That's what it feels like, at least. So the one time I was able to go get signatures I think the fun part for me of like going to conventions, like meeting the like voice actors I like and getting signatures. While they're expensive as hell, they're also just really fun to me.
It's so funny because when I was younger, like they didn't cost, like either they didn't cost much or they were free for like anime voice actors and that, because like they were just at a con. It's so funny to me now that like all signatures like cost stuff, and like I understand like voice actors and actors and stuff are like making the money, but I remember when I was like a kid, like I like 14 years old getting like signatures from these voice actors, and it's free because like it's a signature.
You lucky
But
bastard.
I know, I wish I had gotten more, but like it was truly a different time. Cons were so different like 10-15 years ago.
I when I was a kid, I really wanted to go to a lot more conventions as a kid. Like I mean like 12, like 10, 13-year-old me, I really wanted to go, but because I was so young, my parents didn't see it responsible to take me to a convention where there was way more adults at, you know?
Fair.
So they never took me to one. But now that I'm an adult, I want to make that like more of my goal. I want to go to more conventions because they're so much fun. I had fun at them. I would definitely want to go with like friends specifically.
I think too, like when I started going, I was like 14, like I was just like starting high school, and we always went like a bunch of us would go together, but our friend's mom would chaperone. So like we would like go, but it was that thing, yeah, where you can't send a bunch of children on their own.
Did you ever go in cosplay when you went to conventions, or did you just like go by yourself, like as like yourself?
Did. I still cosplay a bit, but I have some like some of my old like cosplays. I'm like, oh, you're just a baby. Like you've just been born. Like you don't know the world yet. You so goose.
You're so small and silly. Just smacks you around like a cat.
And they're also on like those old 2000s digital cameras, so they have a very specific look to them that just they make them look even older than they are.
Right. Oh, that I honestly, that's like, I didn't even think that much about like convention stuff. So that's fun. That's a fun answer. I like that.
Yeah, we could have a whole conversation about conventions. I'm such an old man. I'm not as old as some friends of mine that have been doing conventions for like 20 plus years.
Right.
But like I've been doing them for like 15, 16 years.
Right.
And it's wild.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Here's like my next question for you. What was your favorite thing or place as a kid that's just completely gone due to the modern age?
I mean, I loved like video stores, like VHS stores. Like that was the thing. Like with my family, we'd rent like a couple of movies every weekend. So I watched a lot of movies growing up with my family. So like Blockbuster, yes, but there was like specifically like smaller like family run video stores in my town that were very nostalgic because like you would know the people running them, and they like had their special setups of like candy and stuff and recommendations. And there's just something super nostalgic about like the big chunky TVs hanging from the ceiling playing the previews, and like the metal racks of VHSs. Because I remember the one store in my town was humongous. Like this was for like a video like rental place. It was huge. Like it was the place to be on a Friday night. Like everyone was getting their videotapes.
Honestly, like, yeah, I didn't. I had a Blockbuster, and that's where I went. I remember very few times I went there with my brother. Is the thing. I didn't go there too frequently, so it's like a bit more of a blur to me now. And I'm kind of sad that I don't remember much of it. But no, yeah, video stores, miss that shit.
They were also so good because I didn't really grow up much with video games. I know I've talked to you about this before. Like my parents gave me a Game Boy Color, and I was like, what is this? And didn't play it. And then I didn't really play games again until like high school. But I used to like rent like the Nintendo GameCube from the video store. I'd rent the GameCube, and I'd rent Crazy Taxi, and that I would play that all the time over and over again.
Aww. So I had my dad bought me a DS when I was a kid. And, well, I didn't really rent out many games when I was younger. There was one game I rented out. I never finished it, and it's considered my favorite game of all, like, of the franchise. And that's, Sonic Unleashed. And the funny part is, I never got past the tutorial!
Snanic! Oh god, that
It was on
reminds
the
me of
Wii,
when
too, so...
the Wii! Oh god, playing games on the Wii was so wild.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a game that I didn't get past the tutorial for, and you're gonna laugh at me.
Okay.
But it was Kingdom Hearts, the very first one.
I never played Kingdom Hearts, so I just like put a hand. She was like, "All right, I get it."
In like middle school, my friends were all obsessed with Kingdom Hearts, and I didn't like play video games or have any systems. So my friend brought over their whatever system that I think it was PlayStation 2. They brought it over, and I just could not get past the tutorial where you're on the island, you're trying to beat Riku in a race. I was like, I don't understand because I didn't play video games. So I was like, I don't understand how to beat this.
Yeah.
My friends were like, well, you just suck. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll never play Kingdom Hearts.
Did you ever pick it back up as like a streamer now?
No, I've never played it. Maybe that one day I'll try that because I think it'd be so funny because I'll just be like a vendetta against Riku. I'll be like, I'm gonna kick your ass, buddy.
He's like, "Hey, chat, it's me. Today we're gonna kick Riku's ass as a long, like, you've been saving this ass kicking for a while, man."
I've been waiting for this. Like, Oh god, it's so funny.
I've never played it, so I don't know much about it besides like my other friends like know all about it. I thought about picking it up for like, play on a stream, but I just never got around to it, honestly.
God, maybe one day I'll try. I'm sure I could find it somewhere cheapy. Oh god, I do think about Kingdom Hearts because even though I wasn't into it, all my friends were, and they all had their own OCs and like character babies from like their favorite ships.
Oh, sorry,
and
character babies. That's funny.
Yeah. Like fucking Roxas and Axel Baby, my friend was obsessed with them.
Ah,
And
okay.
had their own OCs, of course. And I was like, I don't go here, but I do this kind of shit in other fandoms.
Yeah. He's like, so I get it. Understandable.
Yeah, it always makes me so nostalgic when I see like your like self-insert art stuff because like I don't really make like OCs very much like that anymore, but like I used to when I was like younger, and it just makes me so happy that people do that because I'm like, do it, like it's fun, it makes you happy and you're just having a silly good time, like do it.
I'm so glad my ships and me screaming about men. About fictional men makes you feel
that's
nostalgic.
The funny thing about that's the difference though. When I was a kid, I wasn't shouting about old men, old men kissing.
Listen. We were just simply two different breeds. All right. I just have the need to scream about how much I need to kiss Maxie from Pokemon. A lot.
Oh my goodness. Every time I see you post something about Maxie from Pokemon, I look at him. I'm like, is this your man, Tim? Are you sure?
I don't know if you've seen like the recent characters I've been sipping for.
Where's that one priest guy that's like an egg? And I'm just like, what is this, Tim? Who's this egg?
Also, you did see that.
You're gonna make an omelet? Like, what's happening? You pick him out of the fridge?
His name is Father Gregor, and I like him.
And I like him.
Just like, I twirl my hair, just like, and I like him.
Well, he has no hair to twirl, so you have to do all the hair twirling.
That's fine. That's fine with
That's
me.
fine.
Oh my god.
Don't you worry. I was very much like this when I was younger. Now I don't really make. See, all my OCs now are just D&D characters. Like it's just transferred over.
It's there. It's just in the form of of D&D.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, VHS stores. There was also this place that was very just unique to like a nearby town that I lived near. And it was a place, it was like this kind of like cabin
Mhm.
And this guy had a store in there, and he sold Beanie Babies and stuffed animals.
Mhm.
And you'd go in, it was all wood, like it was like very small on the inside. It was all wood walls and ceiling, and it was from like floor to ceiling stuffed animals and Beanie Babies, and it was just super like cozy and cute, like you
Oh,
felt
that
like you were
sounds
out in the
cool.
woods.
Yeah.
And he was this sweet old man, and what he would do is when you bought, like, usually it was Beanie Babies because it was mostly Beanie Babies,
Mhm.
he would have paper bags, and he would cut a little heart out and
Aww.
stick the Beanie Baby head through it so you could see
Aww.
your little Beanie Baby guy. It was really sweet. And I always remember when I would go, I'd be so excited because it was like, I remember for a while Build-A-Bear had those like boxes where you could like stick the head through it. It
They
was like
still
that, but it
they
was,
still have that actually.
they do,
Yes, they do.
but it was like that, but like, he did it like himself.
That's
And
really
it was very sweet and like put a little ribbon on it. It was really
Mhm.
cute.
Oh,
And
that's
if you had
cute.
multiple, he would cut more hearts in the bag so that they could all stick their head out.
Oh, they all gotta breathe.
Yeah, so it was really, really sweet. And it was like, like the old school, like 90s, early 2000s Beanie Babies. So
Yeah.
not the Beanie Babies now that are like super like sparkly and
Yeah, I don't
like
really
that's
like the new
fine,
ones.
but these ones, had kind of a 90s charm to them, and
No,
they were
I
like really
get ya.
soft.
I
Yeah,
I own like 2 Beanie Babies, and one of them is like in a box, like a clear box. And like a display.
Let him out.
He's in a display case. He's like a little clown bear, and I bought him from the thrift store recently.
That's so cute.
He's just
I'm
a
trying to
little
think.
guy.
I'm gonna send you a picture. And I keep sending you pictures, but I'm gonna send you a
No,
picture of one of
send
my
me pictures. Yeah.
favorite Beanie Babies that I still have.
Mm-hmm.
I recently was looking through stuff at my parents' place because they were trying to get rid of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, look through your old stuffed animals and Beanie Babies, and just being like, oh, there's some little guys in here that are absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a good picture of this little guy. He is so cute and so precious, and I'm so glad I still have him.
Oh, please show me. I love seeing like images. That it helps my brain understand even more.
Yeah. Get ready for an unexpected creature,
Okay.
but very good.
A very good
Yes,
but
not your
unexpected.
Yeah, not your regular cat and dog,
Not your regular guy.
not your regular guy. This is Scorch.
Let me get scoop mode. Aww! Oh, I love him. He's so cute. Hold on, let me bring him up on screen. Oh my god, damn! Oh my god, you're.
Oh god, he's huge.
Jesus.
He's a dragon.
He's massive.
Baby. He's a huge dragon.
I'm trying to make sure, like, there he is.
He's so cute.
He's very. So, do you still have him to this day, or?
I do still have him. Yeah.
Oh.
So he's kind of like soft, but then he's got like crinkly wings, and I loved whenever they had the crinkly like bits on them. But he was one of my favorites because he was just, he wasn't a cat or dog or just like a regular animal. He was a dragon.
He's just a guy. That's a dude right there.
He is just a guy, and I love that for him.
I love that for him as well. He's simply a guy.
He is simply just vibing.
Oh,
He is such a good little dude.
He's so good.
He's from 1998.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute though. I love Beanie Babies. Like the original design. Like I miss when like simple and realistic like this was like cute. Now we got like
Right?
sparkles. I don't like American cute. Like
Yeah, there's like some kind of, I find there's an uncanny valley to like some of the like cute ones where I'm like, they're so like squished out. Like they're trying to be like chibi, but they just make it so scary looking.
yeah. Like I'm sorry, that's not cute. It's not. He's like, but it's so cute though. It's so cute. Look how cute it is. That's not cute.
I was like, I'm scared.
Like,
Also, there was a second dragon that was called Magic that was white with like iridescent like pink wings,
mhm.
and so together they were friends.
Oh, do you have a picture of them?
I think I do, because I also had magic. I'm fairly sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just finding them all. Just the little guys.
Take your time.
They also had big versions, which were really cute. I think I had the big version of magic and the small version of Scorch. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm not. Let me know if that file type works. Okay, I don't think that file type works. Stinky. Give me 1 sec.
You're good, homie. Yeah, no, that's.
I'm
Let me.
I'm hijacking this interview with dragons, baby dragons.
The fuck is
Okay,
an
this
A
one's work.
live? Hold on.
And I think it's an AVIF. It's like a new file type.
Let me see. Oh, there we go. That's better. Let me pull. Oh, they're so pristine and cute. Oh my goodness.
Right?
They're like perfection.
Little baby.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, I love that.
Right?
Oh.
And they're friends.
Oh, they're so perfect. Built like
They're
a
perfect.
Moomin. That do look like a Moomin character.
That do look like a Moomin. Moomin, but make it dragon.
Moomin go moo, but dragon. He does look like he go. Aww. Oh, that's cute. I love that. If you talk enough about dragons, you'll summon Shader does. That's fair. That's true. Sometimes that happens.
Lurking in the shadows, being like Dwagon.
So I know you kind of brought this up that you kind of switch a lot, but I would just love to know what was like your child hyperfixation, and has that hyperfixation left, or does it still linger 100%? Or is it still 100% part of your everyday life?
I mean, I was really into Disney movies as a kid because it was the 90s and it was like peak Disney movies at the time.
Yeah.
Like you had you had like Beauty and the Beast and like Lion King. It was like that era of Disney movies. So
Good
those
Disney
were
movies.
iconic. Very, very good, interesting Disney movies. But my hyperfixation since childhood that is like still going on is musical theater. When I was like 3 years old, my mom would play like the cast album for Les Miserables and Phantom of the Opera, and I would just listen to it and be so obsessed. And I'd just be like, I'd have the tapes and I'd play the tapes at night and then flip them over in the morning and listen to the other side. But yeah, I still love musicals to this day, but truly you could put me in front of like either an animated musical or a live action musical like movie, and I would just be like, yeah, this is where I'm sitting now. It's time for the musicals.
It is time for me to musical.
Yeah. And it's funny because like I'm not really, into like modern Disney movies very much, but I still love animation, so like that's still like I love still seeing animated movies.
Right.
But like I do miss like animated movie musicals and like movie musicals in general. Like the movie musical is dying and we need to save it because the modern movie musicals are having a hard time.
Yeah. He's like, we have to save them. We gotta save them.
We gotta save them. Like I grew up on like really classic movie musicals from like the 50s. Like I would watch Hello Dolly a lot as a kid. It was like one of my favorite movies of all time, which is so funny because it's from I think 1969, and on the DVD that I had, because we watched on VHS, but on road trips we had a DVD, like a portable DVD player.
Yeah.
And I would watch the DVD, and they have a built-in intermission into the movie. It's like 10 minutes long, and it's just music playing and just black screen that says intermission. Like they built an intermission into the movie. It was so good.
That's funny. I love that.
Yeah, I love that classic movie musicals. Like I feel like even like there are some like more modern ones that like were still pretty good. Like Grease is I don't love the story, but like it's a pretty good movie musical. Like it's pretty classic.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. I see what you're putting down.
See what I'm putting down? You see what I'm dropping on the floor?
Okay, so this is another fun question because you know me, I love simping.
You are world's biggest simp.
What was your first fictional crush as a kid, and does that crush still linger to this day?
Now, here's the thing with being old is my memory is not as good as it used to be.
Mhm.
But when I kind of was thinking about it and I was like, I don't know my first, but I remember having like my first like kind of like a little bit of a gay crush was
Okay.
definitely I definitely had a crush on both Yukito and Tomoyo from Cardcaptors.
Okay.
And I don't know if you ever watched
I've
Cardcaptors
never
or
heard
like
of card captors.
You've never heard
No, I
Oh.
have
Okay.
not. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I'm just too young.
Cardcaptors it was like do you know oh god. It was like from Clamp, like the company that did like the art company that did like Chobits and like all these kind of like feminine like animes and mangas
Um,
from the 90s
it
and
does sound
2000s.
familiar. That does sound familiar, yeah.
So it was like all these a bunch of mangaka that originally started from making dojin, and then
Hmm.
they worked together as a group to like make stuff. So Cardcaptor Sakura was basically this girl that found this like not tarot deck, but like this deck of cards that were magical, and they flew away when she found them. And she gets these powers where she has to collect them back all together.
Hmm.
And it was really like really good like older anime like a lot of my friends were into Sailor Moon. I was way more into Cardcaptors because like the kids were my age, so like I could relate to them more. But there was two characters that I loved very specifically, and now I see they were both very queer coded. Was
Hmm.
like Yukito, which was like this like was the teenage guy that this middle school girl had a crush on. It was like her brother's best friend, and he was very sweet and very kind. And then you realize, like when I got older, I was like, oh, Yukito and the brother were definitely a thing. Like as much as they could get through anime in that time,
Oh,
but like they were.
I'm sorry. He's like, oh, the brother. Oh my god. It's just like, this character and the brother.
The brother. But yeah, so like these like teenage boys like realizing later like oh they were kind of like a couple, they had a crush on each other, but like as much as they could tell in anime at that time, right?
Hmm.
And but then also I had a crush on like her best friend, which was Tomoyo, who I realized too Tomoyo had a crush on the main girl, Sakura, and I was like, oh my god, because she was also very nice and very kind, and she would make her these outfits for her like magical expeditions, because she didn't have a
Right.
magical transformation where her outfit changed. Her friend made all her outfits, and it was really fun, and it was
Aww.
just like so sweet. And I was like, oh, I have a crush on these people that are really really nice to their friends,
Hmm.
but also like they're nice to their friends because they care about them and love them, but they are like these selfless people who put like their friends' needs before their own. And I was like, that is so good.
Hmm.
And oh, my heart just was like, they deserve the world.
Aw. Do you remember any other
Like,
fictional crushes afterwards that you have?
this one's so embarrassing.
Okay.
But like most of the cast from High School Musical, because High School Musical came out when I was like 12.
Right.
So it became my personality for a while.
I never watched High School Musical. I don't know if I should tell you that.
Oh my
Like,
god, it's really like cringy now, but like it's so fun and it's so silly,
mm,
and I had a crush on so many characters. Ah,
that's
but I think
fair.
I definitely had a crush on Zac Efron's character, but I also think I wanted to be him. Like now that I'm like
Oh, I
you know
get
kind of like
that.
more trans and more queer, I'm like oh I just wanted to be the cool guy who also was in the musical. Like oh.
You want to be the cool guy,
Oh.
but also be with the cool guy.
Yeah.
I get that. No, I'm like that with a lot of characters I like. He's like, I want to be with you, but also I want to be you. He's like, I just want to get in your skin.
I was just thinking of like Tim would be like, and I'm gonna get in your skin and wear it like a skin coat.
I just want to get in their skin.
Get in there.
Okay. So moving on from that. Okay. So more about like nostalgia, right? What sounds, smells, and or images trigger your nostalgia?
mean, with the thing with like going to the video store a lot, loved going to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go with like my cousins a lot because I had some cousins that were around my age. And so I always think of like popcorn at the movie. Like whenever I go to the movies now, I'm still kind of like, popcorn makes me think of being a kid. Like that super buttery popcorn, but also
Yeah.
like the like neon carpets
Mm-hmm.
and the like rubber mats from
Mhm.
like playpens and stuff. I'm like that kind of like scent and feel. I'm just like, I am a child again. I'm being silly, hee hee ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
I went to an arcade recently and I was just like, I feel super nostalgic from like the flashing lights from the machines and that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, like our like everyday lives, you don't have like exciting like colors and stuff. We're kind of
Right.
currently in a in a world where like there are so many like beige aesthetics and minimalist aesthetics
It's
that like
boring. It's
having fun and
boring.
color. Yeah, there are too many beige moms that are raising beige children, and I'm like, couldn't be me. I could never be like
Never
this.
beige. No beige.
Never beige. No beige allowed. But yeah, just super fun, silly colors and like bright lights. But yeah, popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Just movie theater popcorn with the obnoxious amount of butter.
Mm-hmm. No,
And
I
then
get you.
I don't know if you guys like have this in the States, but at like the big movie theater chain here, the kids popcorn usually came with a toy.
Oh, I did not have that actually.
Yeah. And like it was like a toy or it was like a drink topper, but it was kind of like a figurine.
Right.
So you get like the little popcorn and then the drink would have this little topper on it from the character from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved those.
I didn't have that as a kid. That sounds really cool though.
It's awesome. They still do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I feel like I still see them have like the little like it's like they have like the plastic cup for the movie, and then they usually have a topper that's removable. I
Mm-hmm.
have to look it up, but like I feel like I still see those.
I've never seen that before. That's really interesting.
It's so fun because it's like it's kind of a toy in the sense that it's like a little figurine of a character that has at the bottom that you can't take off, but like a kid can just pick that up and be like that.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe it's just a Canada thing. I've never heard
It
that in the
might be.
US.
Yeah, because our main like movie theaters here are called Cineplex.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're similar to.
Oh, Lulu the Crimson Fox, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you so much, and thank you again for the follow. Thank you.
Welcome in.
But yeah, continue what you're saying.
They had them, and I feel like they still do. The little toppers.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like AMC might also be connected to Cineplex because when the Dungeons and Dragons movie came out, they had that popcorn bucket that was a D20, and I so badly wanted it. But they also had them in Canada at the Cineplex, so I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if they're connected somehow. I don't know. I have no idea. But just oh god, I wanted that popcorn button so bad. It was my friend and I went to see the movie, and they were sold out so fast. They were like, you had to have gotten here the first day, and I was like, oh man, I want it so bad. Sometimes I look on eBay and I'm just like, just go down. I just want a big a big D20 like dice to put all my other dice in so they can all be friends.
He's like, I want it.
I want it.
I want to look up. I wish my theaters did that. Damn, I want that.
You gotta come up and visit, Tim. We'll get some kids meals.
Oh, I gotta come up to Canada.
Come up to Canada, eh?
Eh?
I'll take you to the falls. We go to Toronto.
You'll take me to where the good shit is.
I'll take you where the good shit is.
Oh hell yeah. Canada, eh? Okay. So
Be a bunch of hosers.
So honestly, that whole like vibe of like the movie theater, I get nostalgic when I get to the movie theater. Mine's more like more nicer. Like it's more like movie theaters are more sophisticated in my area, but like I still get like because like popcorn that you never get tired of that popcorn smell. Never.
You can't go wrong. Like it's annoyed teenagers making it, but goddamn, they know how to make it. Let them cook.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
Let them cook.
Uh, but okay, so let me. Okay, okay. Here's like a question that's like always like a kind of like an interesting one every time I ask it to people. Do you think nostalgia or having nostalgia is a weakness or empowering as we grow up?
I honestly think nostalgia, it really depends on like how it makes you feel and act,
Mm-hmm.
because there's like nostalgia that's good, that you're having great memories and you're maybe sharing these memories, but then there's that nostalgia where we get kind of like stuck in the past and we're like, oh, like I miss these things, but we're not living for the present, or we're
Right.
not exploring new things because it's not what it used to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think there is like nostalgia can be good and like you can grow from it, but I think being stagnant in your nostalgia just doesn't really do anybody any good.
Right. No, I get what
You
you
know what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's like how every freaking streaming service tries to keep Friends on its platform,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's like, hot take for millennials out there, Friends is not even that good a show. And they're just so afraid to move on from this part of their personality
Mm-hmm.
from their childhood, where
French is
it's
so
like,
good. French is so good though. Oh my god.
and it's one of these things where it's affecting, well, all these platforms are like trying to buy the rights for these old shows to keep them on their platforms, and they're not putting money into like developing new shows, or they're not renewing new shows because they're like, oh well, this is doing really well because people just want to watch the old things because it's comforting. And I'm like, I understand, but like, you
Mm-hmm.
can't have new things for children to be nostalgic about later if we're not making new things or we're not letting it thrive.
Right.
Like how so many shows get canceled so quickly now because instead of, I'm going on a whole media TV literacy rant
You're
here,
good. You're
but
good.
I studied film and media in college, so like this stuff kind of interests me. Um, but like when we used to have episodes coming out every week, it kept the hype, and you're watching on TV, so they could like see the numbers more specifically. Whereas now we're like in a binge model where like show comes out all in one day and we all binge it. And if you don't binge it within the first 24 hours, it doesn't really count towards the viewership, and it's really really dumb, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like not sustainable as a model. So I think there's like, nostalgia can be very good,
Mm-hmm.
but like we cannot be stuck in the past with
Right.
things, because then we're not making anything new. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get what you mean. No, yeah. Like, we need to like continue as we grow, but like having nostalgia shouldn't hinder us. You know.
Because like think about like, there's been so many fun remakes of shows. Like there's been some whatever remakes of shows, but like I personally loved the She-Ra remake, and
Mm-hmm.
that's came out of people's love and nostalgia for She-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
But to like make it new and make it more queer and like give it this new story, it's like you're taking this thing that people loved and grew up with and making it new, but still having things they loved in it.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I agree with that. I can definitely see where you're coming from with that. Honestly, like, I appreciate some reboots, and then of course there are some that we don't talk about. Uh, no, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. As I
Thank
said,
you.
I say as if there's no wrong answer to it.
Shit, Squid, you've been wrong this whole time.
All your answers have been
I-
incorrect.
No! Oh shit, I'm failing this test so bad. I think it's truly like, you come into like perspective the older you get, and like the more you like interact with your media and you're like critical of your media. Like, I
Mhm.
think nostalgia, it almost has become a commodity too, in a sense, where people are selling nostalgia. Where it's
Yeah.
like even when I talked about earlier, like Nanoland, like I love Nanoland. I think it's cute that they're making shirts and stuff now, but they're kind of commodifying this nostalgia and not making new stuff. They're just like, oh yeah, you love this from your childhood.
You
Here
want
we're
this?
making
You want
T-shirts
this
that look like
back?
your mom. Yeah, that's truly it. It's like we're not making anything new, but we're just like reminding you of something that was.
Mm.
But like at the same time, I would love a Nanoland shirt.
That reminds me because that kind of goes into like like a lot of as like someone who's a part of, like, who looks at the manufacturing and like the item lines, like there's a lot of items that are like been brought back, like strawberry shortcake or rainbow bright dolls, like for like 40th anniversaries, and they're like in Walmart, and like I think it's crazy seeing that stuff. I feel like a lot of kids seeing that like now would be like, what the hell is a rainbow bright or strawberry shortcake? Because we don't got it that. We don't got the shows. They just brought back the toys, and it's just like, okay, but they're not going to know the characters, though. Why would they buy the toy if they don't know who this is, right?
True. I feel like, yeah, all, like, the toys now have, like, their own mini-series on YouTube, so if they don't have that connection, they're like, why would I get this?
Yeah. Tim, not gonna lie, Squid, that answer's kind of cringe. Get out of my pocket.
Oh, okay, bye.
I don't like your answer. Get out.
It's fine. I'm just an old squid. Let me
get up. Get your crutch. Get your old man cane. Your walker.
Oh, I'll see you later, gamers.
Oh my god. Okay. So, okay. Oh, I love this question. If you could bring one thing from your childhood and bring it into this current day and age, what would it be? It could be anything from old TV shows to discontinued products to whatever.
I feel like I kind of talked about it a little bit before, but like, like old school, like movie musicals and animated musicals, I feel like the ones we have right now are not great, but we're like coming back around on some stuff. Like, I don't know if anyone watched Centaur World, but
I did.
That was a show I didn't expect to be a musical, and it was like very fun. And I was like, I miss this kind of thing, like these like animated shows, but also like live action shows. Like I loved like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend was a show with like musical comedy, and it's so fun, and it's just a great time. And like Has Been Hotel and that kind of thing, where they're bringing these like kind of old school like musical styles into their cartoons, and I'm just like, I'm living for it. This is, they did this for me. It's my time now.
This is for you, only for you. The musical's for you. It's all for you, Squid.
For me. But I think like an item that I miss that like I know I can still get anywhere.
Yeah.
But like that honestly, the idea of things now not being made with disk drives makes me so sad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like computers, like
laptops,
like gaming consoles, laptops, you have to buy them separate, and I'm just like, you have all this media. Like I collect CDs still. Like I still collect CDs. I want to at some point collect vinyls, but I'm like, I buy every time I go to the thrift store, I look at the CD section, I'll buy a couple like $1 CDs.
Right.
And I'm like, that kind of media I still like. I listen to them in the car. I listen to them at home. And there's something kind of special about like this media that you have to watch it like all together. It's not like, especially with CDs, you're not going on Spotify and picking a playlist and shuffling your songs. Like you're listening to the full thing. And I think there's something kind of special about that. But like specifically like portable DVD players, like I miss being able to go on road trips and just put a DVD in this little thing and just watch something as like I'm like in the back seat of my parents' car.
No, I get what you mean.
I know you can do iPads and stuff now, but I think there's
not iPads. Bring back.
Okay, you know we love physical media in this house.
What about it's like, I don't know if you had this kind of like car, van, or your family did as a kid, but like, did your family ever have like a vehicle with built-in TVs in it?
No, I think I was a little bit older when those started to come around. Like, not that much older. I definitely knew people who did, but we did not growing up. Like, we didn't have very big family cars.
Right. So my dad had a van, a white van specifically. I don't remember the kind of car, but I remember it was like one of those really nice like it was a family car, right? So it was it had two TVs, one for the front and one for the back, and it would play whatever the DVD player in the front would play for both TVs, and I miss that so much. Oh, I miss that.
So good. It's so fun because like it's like you would watch that with like your family, like on road trips with my cousins. We'd be like in the back seat looking at the player together, or we'd put it in the middle console.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd watch it together. It's not like everyone on there like separate. God, I sound like such an old man. But like the idea of like you're watching something, but you're kind of watching it together. And I think
Right.
that's kind of like, it's sweet because like you're all stuck in a car together, like.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't really have like cell phones yet, or they weren't like what they are now. Like you could just text and play like a little bit of games.
Right. No, I get what you mean. Right. I'm just thinking about that TV, that car TV now, honestly.
I'm thinking about car TV. It's just a picture of Tim and I in a car with car TVs, but I'm driving, but I'm looking at the TV too, and we're flying off of a cliff. We're like, what?
Oh no!
We're watching Chicken Run.
I thought you were gonna say Chicken Little.
Oh my god, Chicken Little! My hatred for you, Chicken Little.
Do you hate Chicken Little?
He's a stinker.
He's
I didn't like it. I like Stuart Little. That's the Little that I like.
I didn't watch much Stuart Little. Chicken Little, Stuart Little.
Why are you guys so little? Damn.
Why are you guys
Get
so
taller.
small?
God. There's currently
Mm-hmm.
a sound on TikTok going around where it's from Stuart Little.
Oh yeah, what is it?
And I can't remember exactly, but it's the idea of like, oh, like Stuart Little be like, oh, hey, to a cat, like I'm gonna pet you, and he's like, yeah, you want to try that from the inside, buddy? Being like the idea that he's gonna eat him, but everyone's like, ayo,
Ayo.
and I'm like, no, because he's a cat, and he's gonna eat him, you freaks.
You freaks.
It's so funny because it's also super like 2000s like animated faces on animals was so funny.
Yeah.
It was so cursed.
Who would win in a fight, Chicken Little or Stuart Little?
Well, I would stomp Chicken Little to the curb. And Stuart Little, while he's very small, he has many gadgets and devices.
So I would say Stuart Little, honestly.
Whoa.
What?
What the hell, man? You'd fight Stuart Little? He's just a mouse.
No, I'm saying between Chicken Little and Stuart Little. Stuart Little would win.
Oh yeah, Stuart Little would win. He would build like a mech.
Mm-hmm.
And kick Chicken Little's ass.
Explodes Chicken Little with my mind.
Get roasted chicken.
Get roasted chicken. Okay.
Baka.
Okay, so my next question for you is, what was your thing like as a kid? Was it art? Was it gaming, writing, any of the sorts? And how has that hobby or skill developed over the years? And how would you compare it to your younger years?
Okay, I was not good at art.
Yeah.
I didn't game.
That's fine.
I did a bit of writing in high school, but my thing, take a guess.
Theater.
Yeah, musical theater, but also just singing in general. But also I played instruments. Like I played percussion, like I did drums. I did a bit of bass guitar. I did a bit of ukulele. I'm not very good at string instruments, but I was really good at percussion. Like I was in the band, like the school band. But I was really into singing when I was a kid, so I did like some stuff with that.
Right.
And I took a break with it. Like I hadn't done musical theater. Like I hadn't done musical theater since like early high school, and then I started doing it again a few years ago. And it's been fun, like learning how to like sing properly again, and that was hard, but like it's been really fun, and I missed it.
No, I see.
Yeah, it's funny to relearn like a skill that you used to have, but you're an old man now, and you're on testosterone, so your voice is changing, and you're just like, sing down here now instead of up here. You know, it's like
I can sing. I swear.
I can sing. It's fine. I'm normal. I'm so normal.
So how would you describe like your current like with your passion with like musical theater now?
Oh god, I'm still obsessed. Like I feel like back in like the early days of Tumblr, like I had a Tumblr blog in 2010, right?
Right,
Like
makes sense.
back in high school I had one and I was up on there. I was unfortunately obsessed with Glee.
Mm-hmm.
Um my cringiest thing is I liked Glee and I went to the Glee concert, but no one
Were
needs to
you
know that.
were you a
Wink.
gleek? A glee geek?
I was a self uh ex- declared gleek and it was very bad. It was I saw a thing on here. I was like, "What was your cringiest?" And I put some. I thought of other things, but now that I think about that, that probably was my cringiest.
Be a Gleek fan?
Yeah, because like they would just take songs and do them again. And the story made no sense and it was so dumb, but I
Mm.
was so into it. Um, and also they did songs from musicals, so I was just like, "Oh my god, I know what this is from!" Na, na, na. It was so annoying. I was the worst. I had the Glee Wii video game. It was like a singing game, like a singing karaoke game
Yeah.
on the Wii, and I had that
On the hui. With the
on the
hua.
Wii.
On the
And
what?
so many Glee CDs. Actually, when I was going through my parents' place, I found a bunch of Glee CDs because my mom and I watched it together, and I was like, "My
Right.
god!" Before streaming stuff, you just had to buy the CDs.
There's so much glee in this house.
There's literally so many. We had so many because they would have them for like seasons,
Right.
half seasons, specific episodes. Like they had a Madonna episode. They had
Madonna one?
they had Christmas CDs. Yeah, they had a Madonna episode. Maybe that was in season 1. They had a Britney Spears episode.
I just imagine Madonna comes on Glee just like, I'm here now.
I'm here. Britney Spears actually was on her episode. That was wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
It was a time. That was yeah. But I liked singing and I still like it. And I really want to like record covers and stuff, but I don't know anything about audio engineering and
Right.
stuff. But I hopefully want to learn some things so I can put some stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be fun. I want to do karaoke stream too.
I believe you could do it, Squid.
Wah!
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 So, okay, you brought it up, so your cringiest thing. What would you consider the cringiest thing you did as a kid? And would you do that same cringy thing if you would, or would you have
No.
changed it?
Tim,
Yes.
you have to keep in mind when I was in middle school and high school,
Okay.
it was the peak of like teen kids, like
Oh.
raffle humor, like "rar" means I love you and dinosaurs. It was that time.
I love that though.
That was, I know, but that was when I was a teen and like a middle schooler. Like you glomping, we would glomp each other.
Yeah.
It was real. It was real. We had yaoi paddles. Like
The yaoi pills are real.
they were real. And I have been hit with them, and God, they hurt.
You've
God,
been
they
hit with
hurt.
one?
Yeah, and I've hit back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, before they were illegal.
Yeah, they're not allowed in cons anymore, right?
Yeah, they've been illegal for like gotta be like 10 years now. For those who don't know, a yaoi paddle is basically a wooden paddle that says yaoi,
Yaoi.
or seme or uke on it, and people would smack you on the ass with it to be like, haha, gay.
You're pretty gay. Smacks your ass.
Yeah, and then someone I think broke their spine or something like that.
Oh.
Something very bad happened. Someone got very hurt and they banned them.
Oh my god.
But
ow.
they hurt in general, like getting, also why glomping is not a thing is because people were getting like, hurt, and also like you were doing this to people you didn't know.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
wait, you
before,
did
like-
this to like this is strangers?
Yeah, because back in the day, just you would see someone dressed from something you liked or your favorite character, you'd be like, oh my god, you're so cool, we're best friends now. But also just glomp you without like you knowing. Right? Like
Uh-huh.
it was very it was a culture before like cosplay is not consent and all that kind of stuff. Like it was truly a time that thankfully has passed.
Right.
Because it was a lot of really young like teens and like kids.
Mhm.
And they were just at cons without parent supervision, right?
Mhm.
So now there's a lot more rules in place because these kids were just running wild.
That's so crazy, though. Oh my god, I'm just
I
imagining
know.
people being hit with the yaoi paddle. I heard of glomping. I heard of yaoi
Yeah.
paddles.
Oh,
I didn't indulge in it myself, but just like I heard about it, right? So but I didn't know how bad the extent was.
oh god, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh my god! When you started going to conventions, was it like at its prime?
I feel like that, yeah, like cons probably when I started going. I know conventions started, like anime conventions generally, most of them started in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
I started going in like the late 2000s.
Yeah.
So like they had like gotten into the swing, but they were still not what they are now. Like they weren't like sponsored by big like things like Crunchyroll and stuff. They're they're still volunteer run, but they were much smaller. Like being a famous cosplayer was not a thing.
Right.
Like you were just throwing stuff together.
Right.
Like it was a totally different time.
Mhm.
But there was also just wild shit like that because like there's no supervision on these children. But yeah,
Someone
now
put
there
a
are
leash
more
on these
rules.
kids.
Please stop them.
They're
High on hockey.
They're actually insane.
They're actually insane. Their Homestuck cosplay is bleeding all over the place.
Oh god. I know about the
Yeah.
Sharpie bath. I think anyone who knows anything about Homestuck
Oh,
knows
God.
about the Sharpie bath.
Oh yeah. I had friends who cosplayed Homestuck, but like it wasn't proper body paint, like because nobody knew anything at all at that time.
Right.
So they would just rub off on all the hotel room furniture. It was so bad.
Really?
Because things would be like you would get body paint, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't seal it because like they were like, why would you need to seal it? Like because they don't know anything. But now people generally know.
Stupid, why would you need to seal it?
They're like, I don't know what that is. I put the body paint on and then I'm ready to go. Don't even need to wait for it to dry. Wrong.
Oh no.
God, I feel like we should have like a whole day where we just talk about like nerd culture and
Conventions?
stuff from like yeah, and like from like my era and your era and compare it because it's a time.
Oh, I would love to just go to a convention with you at some point,
Yeah.
Squid.
Oh my god, it'd be so fun.
I gotta get to Canada.
I swear I'm normal. Yeah, get to Canada. Yeah, we have a few pretty good big ones here.
You
like
got some crazy stuff in Canada, I know that for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the like cringy things that I did like as a kid was like cosplaying in public, like not at cons.
Mm-hmm.
And like people can cosplay in public, that's fine, but we were cringy teenagers or not even like grade 8.
Yeah.
And like we were like, oh god, this one's so embarrassing. But like I was really into Death Note, like it was airing on TV, right? So like we were watching it every week as it came out with the English dub.
Right.
And like I dressed up as like Yagami in like a shitty like button down and like blazer I found.
Yeah.
My friend would dress up as L, and we would handcuff ourselves to each other and walk around the mall. Like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Because they are handcuffed in the show.
Oh
and
my
we just
God.
walk around like that. Like, no one thought to stop us?
I can't. Oh my god, I'm just like
Like, that's real cringe. Like cosplaying and stuff in public, that's fine, that's fun. Doing that shit was very cringy and terrible, and I think about it because it was a mall in a very small town.
Oh my god. Squid!
Yeah.
RJ!
I know! And now people know. Now I'll be made fun of forever, and that's fine.
Now I'm gonna laugh at you forever.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it.
No, I've probably done some cringy things, so I can't laugh at you too bad.
Oh god, but it was like so like that and like the raffle humor of the time, like like it's like silly now and like some people lean into like the aesthetic and the themes of that time.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm all for, but there is some legit stuff that's just so cringy from that time where I'm like, makes my skin crawl.
Just like, please stop.
I
Just
feel
please.
like cringe too, like as a thing, like other people doing things that are cringy are not nearly as bad as you yourself cringing at your own actions or past actions. That is
Yeah.
much worse. I was like, people can make their own choices and be like, as like quote unquote cringy as they want. I'm like I'll you see like people doing silly like things on TikTok, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, as long as you're happy and you're not hurting anyone, I don't care. But if I were doing it, I would be so embarrassed of myself because that's me and I can't handle it.
No,
Like there's
yeah.
something about the youth of being like 13 and doing the stupid shit we did and now being like, why the fuck did I do that? Why did I have the confidence to do that? Like that kind of the youthfulness of just doing whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, just not can because when you're a kid, you're just like he's like I can do anything. He's like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Stop, come back.
Cause just cause you could does not mean you should.
Exactly. Just because you
Oh,
can doesn't mean you should do that, but you're gonna do that anyway.
My past self just be like, I'm gonna go to the mall today and I'm gonna be
Okay.
chained to my friend. Me from the future being like, don't do it.
He was like,
Don't
no.
do it.
He's like, no, stop.
17 years from now, you'll be on a podcast talking about this moment.
And you're not gonna like it.
And you're not gonna like it.
Would you change that? I'm guessing you would definitely change that moment.
I feel like those moments, it's one of those things where I'm not living in the cringe of it from that like moment.
Right.
And I have some good memories from it, but I definitely think I would never do those things now.
Right. Because, you're
Yeah,
not insane anymore. I mean, you still are.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I wouldn't change them, but like, my God, I should have been a little bit more embarrassed about some of them.
Right. Just like, why? But for why, though?
Why? For why? Why?
Why?
But also, I'm a VTuber, and to VTube is to cringe, to be free, so...
Exactly. So true. To do anything, you must be cringe, even the slightest bit.
To cringe. To be free. To cringe.
The free,
You know.
Your freedom is cringe. Be cringe to be free.
Ah! No, my freedom! So freaking cringe! Oh no, be cringe on Twitch.tv! Oh man!
So moving past like the cringy stuff, do you think your past self would be excited or proud of the person you become, or do you think otherwise?
I think that they would find me very unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm very queer, I'm very trans, I'm very like brain weird stuff, and I think my childhood me would be like, the fuck are you? Like, what are you? But I think once they kind of like saw like past those things and kind of saw the roots of those things in themselves, I think they'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think confused, but they got the spirit, you know?
Right.
Because again, I was a very like feminine child, a very like you know, like crush on boys child. So like being this very queer, like non-binary trans like person would be very strange.
Very unexpected.
Yeah, but I think if it was a more familiar thing back in the day, like we had more queer media and more like trans media, I think I would have clicked it sooner.
Right. So it would probably have taken, like, if you were to meet your past self, you'd probably, like, it would take some explaining.
I got some splaining to do.
Do you think your younger self would, like, understand?
Once they caught Besta, huh?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think there's definitely roots of like who I am now from then that I think make more sense the older I get.
I get you.
Yeah.
So, and then like with that question also comes in like, if you were to go back in time, what would you tell your past self?
I think one of the things I would tell myself is to stop giving up on your hobbies when they get hard, or like your interests when they get difficult. Because like I played a lot of instruments as a kid. Like I did a lot of activities that once they started to get a little hard or I wasn't the best at them, I gave up. And like I think I wish I'd kept on those things. Like drawing and art, like my friends were really good at them, so I stopped doing it because I was like, well, if I'm not good at it, like why should I do it, right? And I
Right.
think part of me like is like wishes I could go back and be like, hey, like don't just give up. Like you're gonna get better with time and like honing a skill, right?
Right.
Where like so if you give up those things, you're not continuing that skill and it's gonna always stay where it was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I kind of want to start like learning to draw again, like because I did a little bit like in like middle school and high school, and then I just stopped. So I want to try that again,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of hard to like start that over when you're older and you have like friends who are very talented and very skilled, but just being like, hey, like do it for you. It's for you. Like that's all it is.
Right. No, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so you, like, what were other hobbies that you did give up on, like, as a kid, or do you have them still, like, around?
I mean, one of the things like was a lot of music stuff was like instruments because instruments got really hard. Like I played piano and drums; those were like the two big ones that I kind of
Mm-hmm.
just stopped because I was like, I didn't like practicing and all this stuff. But like now, as like I'm doing musical theater stuff, it'd be nice to still like have those like skills and be able to like bring them out and use them.
Mm-hmm.
um like art is like the big one. I thankfully like kept with like theater and musical stuff, but like I took a long break from it, so now coming back into it is like trying to refresh this skill that's really rusty, but I'm
Right.
really happy to be doing it again. um Trying to think of other things.
No, you're good.
I think just like a lot of like creative things, like giving up creative pursuits when they get hard, like writing. Oh, writing was a thing. Like I used to write
Mm-hmm.
like fan fiction and stuff in high school, and I haven't really like written a lot of creative things except for like when I was in college and when I wrote scripts. So
Mm-hmm.
I like kind of miss doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Do you
Yeah.
think as an adult you'd have the time to do it now?
Oh God, do I have the time to do anything now? I don't know, but like I don't really like write like traditionally like book fan fiction, that kind of stuff. But I'm
Yeah.
very much like a like I really liked writing scripts in college and high school. So I kind of like that idea of like making characters and giving them um like goals and stuff like that, and not necessarily writing a full story. But sometimes I like run like D&D style games, and that's kind of getting to write but doing more improv, so it kind of fits where I want it. Like I really want to run some games for like VTubers and maybe do like something on stream sometime where
Mm-hmm.
it's like we're playing something and we're getting to improv and be silly. Like when we're doing like Phoenix Wright and that, like we were getting to be really silly and riff off each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really fun.
That.
Improv can be fun, guys. Improv is not cringe, I swear. I swear.
It's not cringe. I promise. I promise.
I promise.
Ah. Well, I have reached my final question for you, RJ,
Dun dun. Oh my
and
God.
this is the most important question of
Okay,
every
I'm ready.
podcast.
Okay, I'm in my stance.
Did you have layup sketchers as a kid?
Yes, but I'm not sure if they were Skechers.
But did
I
they
think
light up?
they did light up. They were some sort of light up shoe, but I'm fairly sure they were a knockoff brand.
That, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Just like they were a knockoff brand.
Not all of us had Skechers money, but we had some light up shoes.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
that
need light up shoes as an adult, though. That's what I need.
I wasn't cool enough for layup shoes as a babby. I'm so sorry, Ba. I'm so sorry.
You were a Bobby.
You were a Bobby.
Bobby.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you. And
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Squid, for joining me today.
Of course. Thank you for letting me spill my cringy secrets on you.
Yeah, it's more than
Eh.
welcome.
I'm gonna send you so many Canadian nostalgia PSAs and stuff. You're gonna be like, what?
I'm gonna be
happened in Canada?
traumatized. Like, on your behalf.
You'll be so traumatized. So freaking traumatized. Oh my gosh.
If the chat has any questions that they want to shoot, I'm more than happy to answer them now. But if no one does, I do have a raid set up for someone.
Yeah.
And
yeah, chat, do you have any questions for a 30-year-old filthy
squid?
millennial? Filthy squib.
I do
want to know what the 90s were really like.
Oh, I can't write the other shit. I'm sorry, Thanos. I'm sorry, Thanos. We love squid, especially calamari. No!
No! I love you guys too, but don't eat me. Don't eat me.
But you must be so delicious.
I mean, I am, but doesn't mean you should eat me.
Yeah, y'all should definitely go check out Squid's channel. They're so epic.
Me?
They're so cool.
I'm just a little bit epic. I'm a little epic gamer.
They're so cool. You should definitely check them out. Their model's adorable, and also they play just the best of games and have the best of moments.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
I gotta have Tim on stream again soon. Captured.
I'm always open for like collab stuff, so just like always hit me up.
Oh yeah. I always think about when we did Octodad. That was amazing.
That was like one of our first streams together.
It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, I love that so much. No, but thank you, Squid, for joining me today. I appreciate it so much. I love
you for having me.
A wild Tim and a wild Squid. That is so true. But we're the epiest of God's soldiers.
We are so EP. Yeah, we are like. I know. I told Tim I have a bedtime.
Yeah.
But we're this was a speedy one. We were fast boys, even though we went off topic.
I think we went a little fast because like we both like knew in our heads just like we got hurry this up.
Listen, I got that tism. You sent me questions, and
you were
wrote
prepared.
things ahead of time. That's how my brain worked.
Wait,
it was really fun.
Wait, did you ask about the live sneakers? You know I did, Kai. You know I did. And the answer was yes, but it wasn't Skechers, but they did in fact have light-up shoes.
You know it, and I would have them again if I could.
Adult light-up shoes. Oh, I wish.
God, please. Maybe I should make Squid have light-up shoes. That would work.
Okay, good. It's very important I asked that question. Oh my god, Nightcrawler, thank you! Thank you for the hydrate, stop it!
Oh my god, I'm hydrating! Oh god!
I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I will be guest starring on another person's stream tomorrow. I'll make an announcement for it. I will be continuing Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke soon. Thank you all so much for joining here. Thank you again, Squid, for joining me, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
There we go.